Earlier today, the Prime Minister inaugurated the World Amateur Billiard Championships here in the capital, and we will, in a little while from now, bring you a report of that event. The billiard started today. 16 players from 10 nations, almost all of them from Commonwealth, barring lone entry from Pakistan, are taking part. The competition is divided into two groups of 8 players each who will play a round robin, and then the two semi-finalists and the finalists will appear, who are the first two on each group. The defending champion, as you know, is Michael Ferreira. Bob Marshall himself, at the ripe old age of 75, was very much present today and was introduced to the Prime Minister. And what a pleasant surprise he had for the Prime Minister, showing him playing a game with the Prime Minister's grandfather, the late Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. So let us go over and have a look at the inauguration ceremony. The Prime Minister is now being introduced to the players. Bob Marshall, the 4 times champion and now 75, and what a pleasant surprise he has for the Prime Minister, a photograph of Mr. Nehru playing with him.
I extend a hearty welcome to you all on behalf of the Delhi Billiard and Snooker Association on the inaugural day of the 25th World Amateur Billiard Championship. The date 26th July has a special importance and relevance for the association. It was exactly 8 years ago that 8 ardent billiard lovers promoted this association with the avowed object to promote this game. The association is now holding the World Billiard Championship for the second time in 8 years. Billiards, even though every effort has been made to popularize it, will take time to reach the commoner. The green-based game could not flourish more due to its high cost. Yet, India has been the world champion 5 times. Here goes credit to the country, the dedication and sincere approach of the players.
And now, Mr. K.T. Sinha, President of the Billiards and Snooker Federation of India.
It's great, again, because we have in our midst our Prime Minister, who has always been a great source of inspiration and a beacon light for all the sportsmen all over the country. You can well imagine that in spite of the pressing needs of the state, in spite of the fact that a lot of international and national problems are facing the country, and in spite of the fact that the Parliament is in session, he is with us and has agreed to inaugurate the tournament.
Firstly, on behalf of the Federation, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this championship. And I'd like to take this opportunity of thanking most sincerely the Indian Billiards and Snooker Federation and the Delhi Billiards and Snooker Federation for the work they have done in organising this championship. As has been mentioned earlier, in 1981 the championships was held here in Delhi, and under very difficult circumstances they did a magnificent job and the tournament came out as quite a success. I'm sure this year, with the very fine venue that we have here, with the assistance they've had from their sponsors and with the many fine workers they have in the Delhi Association, this venue will be a magnificent championship. Mention has been made of the games of billiards and snooker in India and the strength of the game, and this is epitomised, if you like, by the present situation where you have the world amateur billiards champion as an Indian, Michael Ferreira, and the world amateur snooker champion in Ravi This is a magnificent achievement of which all India should be proud, and I'm sure they are. I'd also like to take the opportunity, as has Mr. Sinha, of welcoming Bob Marshall at the ripe old age of 74 to this championship, a 4 times winner of the World Amateur Billiards Championship. It's great to see him here. It must be an inspiration to the younger players. It is in Australia, and we do welcome Bob most sincerely. There has been a lot of hard work to reach this stage of the championship. It's now only a matter of minutes before the first match starts, and I'm sure we'll see many fine matches over the next 2 weeks. I do hope that all the spectators and those who are interested in the game will come along and support the players and the organisers. I'm sure you'll see many fine matches.
Calcutta also witnessed another championship in 1958 when India was able to produce a world champion in the name of Mr. Wilson Jones. He repeated his performance in 1964, and it was after his retirement and in the 1960s that India saw a crop of youngsters in the name of Mr. Michael Ferreira, Satish Mohan, Sham Shroff, Tony Montero, and of course the youngest of them, Mr. Geet Sethi. Since then, India has been dominating the international scene when Michael Ferreira won the World Championship for the first time in 1977, again in 1981, and lastly in 1983 in Malta. And he is here again in the championship to equal record held by Mr. Bob Marshall. It is really heartening to note that more and more young people in our country are taking up this game and keeping up to the traditions displayed by our great players, Mr. Wilson Jones and Michael Ferreira. On our part, the government has come forward to help the Billiards and Snooker Championship, and what greater evidence can there be for this than the presence here of our Prime Minister?
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it's indeed a pleasure for me to inaugurate this Billiards Championship today. I haven't picked up a cue for over 20 years now. But when I was in college in Cambridge, we were members of the Cambridge Union. And, well, you know the Cambridge Union is known for the debating, but we spent all our time playing billiards. Never got doing any debating there. Now it seems to be totally reversed. I don't get a chance to pick up a cue, and we seem to be debating almost every day. But there are many similarities between the two. In billiards, you strike one ball to hit another. Maybe sometimes we have to do the same thing. You have to be very careful with the amount of power you apply. It has to be just right, not too much, not too little. You have to be very precise. It has to hit at just the right spot, otherwise it doesn't work out. And of course, once the ball falls in the pocket, you pick it up and put it right back on the table again. But more seriously, billiards is one sport in which India has been doing well. And I must congratulate all our billiards players for that. We've, in this competition, got 3 generations, from Bob Marshall through Michael Ferreira to Geet Sethi, representing 3 from the 1930s to 85. Bob Marshall has just given me a photograph. Unfortunately, I don't know the date it was taken, but he is playing with my grandfather present. Billiards really builds a concentration, a precision, and at the same time relaxes one. I'm glad that we are able to host this competition. India has been encouraging sports. Billiards will be one of them. And I hope that this championship is played in the true spirit of the game, not to win and lose, but to perform one's best. And I'd like to wish all the competitors all the very best, with a little extra for our boys. Thank you.
Mr. Nirmal Khandelwal.
16 warriors comprising of 3 generations and 10 countries with their swords in hand will show their supremacy of wing and queen, 3 innocent balls lying silent. And perhaps that is what the game is about. Still, I prefer it to be, love it and call it supreme, because there is uniformity. Yes, there is uniformity in sports. You can remember God in different ways, but you cannot play billiards with red as your cue ball. Billiard is played the same way everywhere, anywhere, and that is why sports is supreme and world championships are held.
And now the Prime Minister will go and light the ceremonial lamp to inaugurate the championship. Now, the Prime Minister, to the delight of this enormous crowd that has gathered to see this function, will play a shot of billiards. And what a great one that was. He got 2 points and gave everybody a belly full of laugh. And there is a demand for him to play another shot, so let's see what happens now.
Billiards is one sport in which India has been doing well, and I must congratulate all our billiards players for that. We've, in this competition, got 3 generations, from Bob Marshall through Michael Ferreira to Geet Sethi. Billiards, to strike one ball, to hit another. Sometimes we have to do the same thing. You have to be very careful with the amount of power you apply. It has to be just right, not too much, not too little. You have to be very precise. It has to hit at just the right spot, otherwise it doesn't work out. And of course, once the ball falls in the pocket, you pick it up and put it right back on the table again. I hope that this championship is played in the true spirit of the game, not to win and lose, but to perform one's best. And I'd like to wish all the competitors all the very best, with a little extra for our boys. Thank you.
नजरों में तेरी मैं बुरा सही, आदमी बुरा नहीं है दिल का, आदमी बुरा नहीं है दिल का।
Ferreira, well, number 3, S.P. Agarwal, Bash Agarwal, Geet Seth, the national champion, former national champion, and Arvind Savur, the national snooker ace. After the excerpts of the final that you will see, the highlights, there is a little session of some excellent trick shots by Michael Ferreira. So let's go over to see these excerpts, and your commentator is Wilson Jones.
Have been played between Subhash Agarwal, who is the third-ranked player in the finals. Have been played between Subhash Agarwal, who is the third-ranked player in the world, and Arvind Savur, who basically is a snooker player but has beaten Michael in this tournament, Michael Ferreira, which caused a bit of a surprise. And the game is now in progress, and Subhash Agarwal is leading by well over 1,500 to 1,600 points. He's playing excellently, quite fast. Actually, both players are very fast. Now he's playing a pot red in the center pocket, coming off the cushion for top of the table. The white is near the spot. A gentle cannon. I think there's a bit of a problem now. Yes. And he's in off-white and leaves himself a drop cannon from the balk. Subhash has been playing excellently. He's missed an easy drop cannon. This shouldn't be for a player of his caliber. But I think he's eased off in tension because he's leading so much. Arvind now, cannon, pot red with a gentle screw back. He plays a red to white, squeezes through, leaves himself a pot red. Beautiful little touch drawback. A run through cannon. Gentle in-off red, leaving himself a cannon from balk. It's all right. Red over the pocket. It's a pot red. Comes this side to the left-hand side of the table. A gentle cannon. Playing at the top of the table now. Cannon, pot red, come off the cushion. A gentle cannon. Another cannon. Another cannon. Now I think he's in a bit of trouble. I just missed the cannon. We now see the finish of the finals, the last few moments, and with an unassailable lead, 2,700 to 700 in favor of Subhash Agarwal, now playing. Off red. We've had the 6 top players in our country participating. Our world champion twice, Michael Ferreira, Subhash Agarwal, Geet Sethi, the young 22-year-old boy who has made quite a name for himself in a short space of time, and Obi Agarwal, another tremendous snooker player, the national snooker champion, Arvind Savur, many times national snooker champion and international, and Syed Habib, an international. Cream of the talent that we have in our country, the best available. All are well within the reckoning for world honors. And now This game has turned out into a one-sided affair. Arvind hasn't had the run of the balls, and he has missed a lot of shots, which normally he doesn't, but I suppose he can derive a lot of satisfaction in the fact that he beat Michael, the reigning world champion, Michael Ferreira, the reigning world champion. A cannon, he just missed it, leaves the red over the center pocket. Arvind gets in there. Arvind is quite a crowd pleaser. He's a big-made chap, and he's very fast, and the crowd love to watch him play. He missed that in off-white into balk. Another miss by Subhash Agarwal into the top left-hand pocket. It would be nice for our young people to watch the style of the player, which is very important, where one can take note of the basic principles of the game. The conditions here have been ideal, there's no question about it, and one could even say that you could comfortably run a world championship under conditions of this sort. The hall is absolutely beautiful, and the table put up by the manufacturers, I believe, been excellent. Oh, we missed that in off red in the center. I think a great treat for the Delhi fans. Great beginning for the first club. Gentle cannon. Leave the red over the center pocket. White into balk. He's got, Subhash has got a short Jenny now. Well executed. His judgment of strength playing center pockets is very important. Agarwal is playing very freely, he's too far in front. Missed a long loser. Let's see if Arvind can do something in the dying moments of this game. It's a good shot, two cushion cannon. It's a good shot. Very nice drawback. That's the highest break for the 3 days. Possibly this is going to be...
We've got the easy part over, now we get to the difficult stuff. I mean, you're making 12th century breaks, done every day. So that's no problem. So we get down to the real difficult stuff. In a position like this, it looks pretty hopeless. But you can really get a fairly easy shot if you just do this. Oops, like I said. Try that again. You better try again. And the fourth, for which you need plenty of chalk. In case you miscue, goes like this. I'm not really hitting the white. I'll try it now.
And
32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 100. Second time. Second time. Oh. I hit it. Just slightly.
जो शरण